Over here. Hello, Las Vegas. This is Rolando Larraz with Face the Tribune. As I always said, if you have nothing to worry about, you can face the Tribune. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble. With me today, my co-host is Clark Feeley. Then he's debuting with his own show. Hello, Clark.
Hi, Rolando. How are you today?
I'm okay. Clark is debuting with his own show at a time to be determined very soon. Then it's going to be very important because it's going to be a show where people can call and tell what the problems they see and the way to solve that problem. It's not just bitching and complaining and everything else, but we need to open that door in case somebody walks in. We can get yeah. And I think it's a good idea. And he's gonna start the show very soon. And but today he's here with me because we wanted to talk about the Republican debate and how it's gonna happen, and trying to guess how it's gonna end. That's what the thing is. I was listening to Clark early before we start the show, and he was saying that Donald Trump might even walk out of the debate. What were you saying, Clark? Tell me what you think.
Well, there were some other people out there that had called in some radio shows today, and they were saying that Trump has he's pretty sure of himself, and he has an agenda or what he wants to do to help straighten out this country and so forth. And one of the things that he's a little tired of are the people that just talk and talk and talk and talk, and they never do anything. All these politicians, all they do is talk. They come up and they debate and they do this. He said he's not a debater. I'm a doer. So what is he going to do on the stage? Is there a point? And what if he gets tired of all the talk and the talk and the talk, and he says, you know what, folks, I'm tired of this debate because all you do is sit around and talk. I'm not a talker, I'm a doer. So let me know if you want me to do something. I'll be available. In the meantime, you all have fun. And he might just walk off the stage and say, you guys do what you do and I'll do what I do. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, he already know the problems. He already know how to solve the problems. And I think, but I want people to hear what he got to say. I don't think he should walk out of there because they're going to use that against him. They're going to see how arrogant he is. He has to walk, he don't get the respect.
Spin it, sure. And then the good part about this show, at least the first debate, is done by Fox News. So you're not going to have that partisan hack or a commentator or mediator, if you will. It's anything but a mediator. You're not going to have a Crowley or somebody there that has planted questions to ask one or the other, and support the other party. That's not going to go on here. So, we'll see where it goes.
I don't think he should walk away from the because people are going to use that against him.
Remember that Newt Gingrich debate where he got on the announcer for asking a stupid question? He said, that's part of the process that we go through that's so stupid. There's nobody that wants to run for elected office anymore because of what goes on around here. You ask the stupidest questions going. And then he shot up in the polls and he won South Carolina right after that comment because everybody's tired of the BS that goes on. It's crazy what goes on. These politicians wouldn't be qualified to be a dog catcher. Otherwise, they have a name and they whatever, and they get elected somehow. We need a doer right now. After the 8 years of devastation that we've gone through, we need somebody that knows what to do. Even if he turns out where he's got good ideas and maybe some bad ones get in there, so what? What damage could he possibly do? Let him try what he knows how to do, and I think it'll work.
Well, his Donald Trump history as Donald Trump history as a leader is very impressive. He has running casino. He run other businesses, and I tell you, I believe that he is very much in control of whatever he do. I believe Donald Trump is gonna show the public uh, how to run a business. And believe me, this is almost like a business. You have to get the one column for the losses, one column for the winning, and he can do that. He can pick the people that are going to be in front of it. He already got the attorney general, the U.S. attorney. He already picked that. I don't know much about the guy yet, but it's very. I don't know. I'm very enthusiastic.
I heard a name the other day of who he picked for attorney general, and I like him, and I think he would be absolutely qualified. No doubt in my mind. When I've heard the people that Obama has picked in his administration, I go, what? What? Are you kidding me? I mean, it's just been devastating. You've got to be kidding. But anyway, it'll be good to get somebody back in control that can control. Donald Trump's an organized individual. He's created a big, massive company. He's a delegator. He knows how to attract people to his organization that work for him, that do a good job, or he fires them. Well, that's what you need. Who has Obama fired? He won't even fire the IRS person. He won't fire anybody. Why? Because they're potential.
No, and he bowed and he apologized to everybody outside the country. It is like that. We need a real man in the White House. We need a leader. We need somebody that is not going to be, I'm sorry for what my people did. I'm sorry what the country did. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that. Well, if you're so sorry, stay home. That's what he should have done. Stay over there in Kenya. And that's all. But that's all past now.
Even the First Lady was not proud to be an American prior to her husband getting in the White House.
And now we are joined by another Cuban rebel, Didi Lima. She is here. She's been involved in the local politics and many times. Welcome, Didi.
Hi, how are you? How are you both? Las Vegas, how are you?
And
what are you chatting about?
well, we're chatting about the debate. Then it's going to happen on Thursday.
I can't wait. It's
Okay.
going to be fabulous.
Now,
If Trump is there.
now the way that I wanted to start. No, but if you keep pushing this way, you're going to be off the camera. You are on camera. This is a TV show. This is not a radio show. No.
My apologies. My apologies.
The audience for the pre-debate show.
We are inviting people to come here after the debate and they come on the air and give us the opinion and the output of the debate. And we'd like to invite you to be here on Thursday after the debate.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And anyone can call in too, and you can call in right now if you'd like to check it out. 702-983-0711 is our local phone number here in Las Vegas. Give us a call right now.
Yeah.
We'll be glad to talk to you and see what your ideas
We
are.
wanted
for the debate.
we want to hear what you think. We want to read your mind and see what is happening, So, Didi, how do you picture the debate? We already know that it's going to be the non-important people is going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That is not the.
Well, not necessarily the non-important people, but because anything can happen in a debate, but the people that have not, the candidates that have not been able to acquire a certain percentage of the national polls. So anything can happen, because you have some. There's a couple of interesting ones in that first tier, but undoubtedly, the top 10.
Okay, Clark, let me tell you what's happening over here now. Let me explain something to you so we know that we are in the same page. We need to pay attention to the show, please. I don't see any reason why not to. We're talking about the future of the country. We're talking about many things over here, and we need everybody to be able to concentrate on the debate. We are going to invite people to come over on Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
That was your idea. That was your suggestion,
Input from everybody, whether you agree with anything or whatever you think. That's what we want to put out there. We want to get this back to the grassroots type of situation where everybody has a say. Put your ideas out there. Let's roll them around and see what comes out. That's what we're all about.
I had the chance to meet with Pastor Rafael Cruz this weekend. He's been in town. He was here this morning also. And that is Ted Cruz's father. And it was very, very interesting what he had to say about his son, who I happen to like a lot as a candidate. He's young, but he's no nonsense and he's brilliant. There's no doubt that he knows what the Constitution is about and the Declaration of Independence is about, and he doesn't have any qualms about saying exactly what it is and bringing down that mafia that includes not only the politicians in the Democratic Party, but also the ones in the Republican Party. So he's a very interesting candidate to me.
So why you didn't invite him over here? Why you didn't invite him to come over and do the show?
I don't represent him. That's Robert I. Toven. But if he's back again, let's extend an invitation to him. He's represented here by Robert I. Toven.
I don't know who that is, but
of course you know who that is.
I am going to. The thing is, then after Thursday, he might not be that interesting to have over here, but it is.
I think it'll be interesting. I think that he was telling us that the money that Ted had raised, which is an important factor, but there's no doubt in my mind that Ted Cruz is going to be one of the distinguished ones in the debate, because supposedly he's one of the top debaters in the country. He was the national debate winner, etc. So as far as being on a stage and being able to debate whatever the issues are that come up during the debate, he should be one of the ones that distinguishes
I know, but
himself.
I don't think that will be much the issue in this debate anymore, because the people are getting tired of talking. Talk is cheap. I
think Ted Cruz is not one of the ones that just talks BS, Rolando.
No?
That's the interesting part about Ted Cruz. I mean, how many politicians, how many senators have you seen call Mitch McConnell a liar on national television and in public? When have you seen that?
Well, I think that what happened is he figured that with Donald Trump in there, he need to step up to the plate and do something, then it will make him be different than
So
the
you
other
think
one.
that the fact that McConnell lied and it was proven and it was something that happened spontaneously had nothing to do with it?
No, probably it
No,
wasn't.
no, no, because that's completely incorrect. That's not what happened.
No.
Okay, you're trying to say that everybody and their brother, and most of them are trying to become scandalous now because Trump is getting all of the headlines, which is true, but it's not true in the case of Ted Cruz.
Oh. Okay. Well, I don't know
And
Ted
that
Cruz from Adam.
particular,
I don't know Ted Cruz.
well,
Ted
you
Cruz
should.
from
You know,
Adam.
he's half Cuban, and so are you.
Yeah. No, I am full Cuban. I'm
Full
not
Cuban.
half Cuban.
So we have
I'm not
two.
half Cuban.
We
I am full
have
Cuban.
two Cuban or Cuban Americans or Cuban Canadians
Yeah.
running for president of the country, which is a great honor.
Yeah.
And anyone that is Cuban or of Cuban descent should know who those two candidates are,
So-
Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz. And they're both fantastic, by the way.
They are great, but they are politicians. You cannot deny that, Didi. They are professional politicians. Look at Marco Rubio. I used to like Marco Rubio, but he have changed his mind 3 times already. Back and forth, back and forth. And what? What is he going to do now? He going to go back to support immigration? No, I don't think he need to do that anymore.
Okay, but I agree.
I lost a lot of
Respect
sympathy.
for him.
No, I respect the guy. He is there because his effort. He's not there. But my point is, I don't have to support a guy just because he's Cuban. I'm not going to do that. I never done that.
I don't think that we were discussing support at all. I thought that we were discussing the fact that it's an honor for us to have.
Oh, it is an honor.
That's all that I was saying.
No.
And I think that Ted, and I repeat that Ted Cruz is very good and one of the few, if not the only one up to now, that has been solid in what they have stated from the beginning of this race is Ted Cruz. There's nothing that he has said that he has,
I was not too impressed with his speech when he announced that he was going to run for president. I wasn't that impressed with him that night.
I thought he had a great speech in Liberty University. And so did the rest of the country.
Oh, really? Well, maybe I'm not the country. That's why I'm not.
Well, maybe you're not familiar with the speech because the speech was awesome.
Well, I don't know. I wrote about this speech. I wrote about this speech. I wasn't that impressed. That's my personal opinion. You cannot take that from me now. That's the way I wrote it. That's the way I think, and that's the way I will think about. He imagined too much in that speech. He used the word imagine 42 times. What else? He only going to be imagined that he's the president. He's going to be imagined that he is the number one man and the best country. No, he cannot imagine anymore if he's gonna run. He used the word imagine. Imagine this, imagine that, imagine that. If you don't remember that word, then you didn't listen to
I can imagine this country with a Ted Cruz as president, and that's a real good thought. Because I would be very content with Ted Cruz as president of the United States of America, and that would be a tremendous change from the Marxist socialist Obama that we have in the White House.
I can imagine. Well, his father put a socialist communist in Cuba and the number one post. So let's don't talk about that communist thing because Rafael Cruz.
I was talking about Obama.
But I mean, what's the difference between Obama and Rafael Cruz? Not different at all. But please don't tell me that.
God, Rolando.
No.
Seriously.
No, well.
How can you say that? You're calling the man a dictator?
Who, Rafael?
Yeah.
No, he helped. He helped to put a dictator in there.
Well, he certainly was supporting him.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, as
Definitely.
was
You see,
over
I never
80%
did.
of the country.
I never did that.
Well, neither did well, I was a child, but neither did my family. But we were in the minority. The international community and the majority of the country was supporting Castro. That's why he made it, and they thought that he was going to be God's gift to Cuba.
No,
and,
Castro made it because Batista had too many traitors inside his group. That's why you got people like Roger Perez Diaz. You got people like Garcia Tuñón. You got people that betray him. Completely. Tabernilla, that was the head of the head of the army. The I don't know what they call him over here, but. No, he was too. The problem with Batista was that he didn't know how to be a dictator. Period. Okay, anybody that did what Fidel Castro did in July 26, 1956, 1955, and in Santiago, and they go to jail, and they got a TV, and they have a telephone line, and got a library, all that stuff, then, he cannot be a dictator. I don't know. And let me tell you something else. I was not a fan of Fulgencio Batista. Batista used to come to my house every Sunday to have lunch or brunch or whatever you want to call that with my grandparents, and I never sit down on the table with him. Okay, the last time I talked to Batista was in Santo Domingo when he left Cuba in January 1st, 1959. Okay, so I was with the Directorio Universitario. I was with Echevarria, I was with Fructuoso Rodriguez, and Fidel Castro was scared of the students of the university because he knew that none of those people, with the exception of Juan Nuiri, were not socialist. He knew that that's why he took the first thing he did when he walked into Havana 9 days after coming out of the Sierra Maestra. He took 9 days to drive from Santiago to Havana because he was afraid to get to Havana. And the first thing he did is to take the guns and the ammunition from the students at the University of Havana. So
that's why I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment.
Yes.
While we have arms, we can defend ourselves. But the moment that they walk in and they try to take your arms, you're doomed.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Second Amendment's a tough one, but they're trying to take the bullets. Arms aren't going to do us any good without bullets. And they got the Social Security buying billions of dollars of bullets. Why?
Yeah, we don't know why they're buying. Yep.
Say that again.
They're buying the ammunition.
The government's trying to buy the ammunition through organizations like Social Security. What does Social Security need bullets for? They don't even have guns that I know of, but they're out there buying billions of dollars.
That's exactly what Fidel did when he went to Havana. Ammunition for what? Exactly. And he took all the guns and all the ammunition. You probably don't remember because you was too young. I mean, we are almost the same age anyway, but
one comment I heard in the last week was the problem with the Republicans is they bring a knife to a gunfight. See, they don't have the power within their organization to really fight the lies and everything that come from the other side. And getting back to Ted Cruz a little bit, I love Ted Cruz, but he's not a rhino. And he's up against all these rhinos like McConnell and all them and Boehner, and you name it. These are rhinos, and they decimate these young guys that have a lot of talent. And I would bet you that Ted Cruz is going to be president someday. If it's now, that's fine. But I tell you what, he's got a big hump to get over because the Republican Party, the rhinos, will kill him like they were doing to the other people. He gets up there and gives his big speech about the Obamacare and this and that, trying to do away with it. They don't get anywhere. It's Paul, Rand Paul. He got decimated. Who? By the rhinos.
No.
'Cause they're
Rand
friends.
Paul has been decimated by the libertarians that follow Ron Paul like a cult, and that's always been the problem with them. And besides, would you trust Rand Paul with foreign policy of this country? Absolutely not. He knows nothing about foreign policy. You can't be an isolationist like he and his father believe, with due respect to a lot of libertarian friends that I have here that are that support him, etc. This is his big state. Nevada is his big state.
Yeah.
For support. And you can't it's kind of like a cult. It's it has nothing. You cannot be isolated in the 21st century. You have to play ball with the rest of the planet. You just can't do it the way that they think.
Well, if you're going to play ball, though, I think you have to play ball to win.
Absolutely.
And Trump was on TV the other day saying that he's for, doing away with some things about the government that they do, various organizations and so forth. But one organization he wants to increase is the military. So we have to be the strongest military in the world without a doubt. And if
as we
someone
used
wants
to be.
Come mess with us, you're adios. And it's as simple as that. And you play to win. We
And
have
the-
the technology that we can win now. We don't need to fool around and do this. We can wipe ISIS off the planet right now.
In weeks.
There might be some collateral damage.
Well, that's part of the
name
war.
game.
That's part of
Never
war.
begin.
That's part of war. You can't.
Yeah, you
do
cannot
these.
stop that. I agree with that. And
I do
a
too.
politician will not be able to do that.
No, Ted Cruz is a good guy, but he has a lot of things to get around because everybody's after him on both sides. They're going to try to just take him under. Well, the one thing that Trump brings to the table is he doesn't work for anybody but the people.
I
And he doesn't have the
I
need
believe
for-
that I
for
believe
the
that
lobbyists and
I be,
the
He's not bought
donors.
and paid for. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying Cruz is, but he's getting.
But
money
that's the
from
advantage
someplace.
that Trump has. Well,
Exactly.
Cruz has been getting, according to what his father mentioned in the meetings that he's had here, got 175,000 donations of under $100
That's called
in
grassroots.
hours. Exactly,
That's what we wanna
grassroots.
talk about here.
That
We have to
is,
get back
that's
to
what
grassroots.
Ted Cruz has, and that's a tremendous thing to have, is the
That's the
grassroots of America.
People are
That
the
is
power.
the power of
We need to
America.
take it away from
And
the
that's
parties.
who Ted Cruz has. And
I'm
that's
all for
tremendous.
getting- I'm
That's
all for getting
tremendous.
rid of these two parties that we have. Make parties illegal. Germany, parties are illegal. They're
Well,
corrupt organizations.
they went through a lot. I mean, I went to school in Germany for a little while there, and they have reason to have done that.
And we don't.
No, not to
They
that
take
degree.
the elected officials and they.
We didn't have any Nazi party. I mean, we have a two-party country, like most countries are, and but we don't have a one-party country that eliminated 6 million people.
Well, I understand that, but the two parties we have are becoming more and more alike because what
That's
they're
right.
after is the people's money and the people's power, and they're going to get it because that's the way it's
And
going.
the
So
control
what good
completely.
does the parties do for the voter? What does it do for the people? Nothing. All it does is control the politicians. We elect the politicians, they go to Washington, and they get stolen from us.
Well, because we don't have term limits, and what we should have are term limits. Term limits is the way that this Constitution was designed, and
well, that might come now. Then Harry Reid is not
I
gonna
don't
run
believe.
anymore.
I'll never forget when Obama was putting down Saddam Hussein, and because he had been in power for 32 years, and at the same time he came here to support Harry Reid, who had been in power for 36 years. So you can't have you can't get away from
Not anymore. Not anymore with all
Who
that.
came here to support Reid? I missed something there.
Obama.
58 years Ted Kennedy in power.
Oh, okay, I missed that word. Yeah, okay. I got you.
You can't have that.
Kennedy came here and supported Reed.
No. Obama.
I meant Obama.
Yes, Obama.
Yeah, he came
Obama
here.
when he was
He came here twice.
when Harry was running against Sharon Angle.
Right.
Yeah. Which I don't know if we would have been any different between Harry Reid and Sharon Angle. But
You know, I don't agree when people say that, because even if you have an establishment or, Republican, it's always at the end going to be, in my opinion, better than having a Democrat in power. But then again, I'm a Republican.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. I agree.
So would Sharon Angle have been better than Harry Reid? Hell yeah. Was she my favorite candidate? No, but she should have won that race. She raised over $30 million, which was incredible, and she just surrounded herself with the wrong people.
With the wrong people. You and I both know
Well,
that.
the polls had her up by 5%.
And she was.
by 5%.
Because
she had the wrong people. She had a bunch of
took the
people.
wrong people to. She took the wrong people that was working for Harry Reid.
That in
I know that
combination-
for a fact.
That in combination with voting machines that are owned by Soros. Where
Well,
the
not
vote
to
for Angle
not to
changed
mention
Reid.
her alienation of the Latino community here, and that she didn't lift a finger to try and change that. And I know that for a fact because we were after her with some people here in television and in broadcasting, trying to get her to counteract those attacks that were unfairly being done, and that advertising that was very poorly done. And we know exactly who was in charge of that. And she didn't come around because the people that she had in charge of that were from her little town there, friends. And there comes a moment when you have to bring the big
No,
guns.
but I, we talked about this before, and I always disagree with you in that. Those people have her best interest.
That
The
doesn't
people-
matter. They didn't have the experience.
The people
They
that
could
she,
have the best interest. They
the
didn't
people
have the
that
experience.
the people that she brought from Washington D.C. were Harry Reid's people. I told her right in front of Ciara Matthews, that is now doing the campaign for Stock Walker.
Well, you
Okay,
can't-
all those people were in Harry Reid's pocket.
You can't have a director of the state for Hispanic affairs that doesn't even speak Spanish. Give me a break.
You don't need to speak
He's
Spanish
not-
for that. You don't
I'm
need.
sorry, I
No, you
disagree
don't.
wholeheartedly.
This is United
Yes, I
States.
do.
You vote in English, and
Rolando, the ads that come out in Hispanic papers and on channels like Univision and Telemundo and Mundo Fox are in Spanish. They're not in English. And if you don't know how they're attacking you, how are you going to know how to defend yourself?
Well, that's why you got people that are bilingual. You don't need to be. No, I don't believe that you have to. This is America. You have to speak.
You're
English.
talking about something else. You're talking about English being the language of America, and I agree wholeheartedly on that. That's not what we were talking about, and that's what was said. We were talking about an attack, and Nevada particularly has 27% of voters, Hispanic voters.
And
27%.
And also another thing.
And if you think that they all speak English, I have news for you. Because I've been out there doing voter registration. When you're sitting here in air conditioning, I'm out there doing voter registration, and they don't even speak English. And if the person that's running that candidate's campaign doesn't know what's being said, they're not going to know how in God's name to defend the candidate.
Well, you don't need to be in the air conditioner because you sleep during the day and you go out at night. And so that's not an issue. The heat is not the same. I don't need to go out there.
That I was kidding around with you.
Yeah, I know, but
that wasn't the point.
I'm kidding too. But I'm telling you, then I believe that you don't need to have. I'm trying to think who was very popular. Claude Pepper in Florida. He didn't speak one word in Spanish, and he was very popular with the Cuban community.
We're not
And
talking about the candidate having to learn how to speak Spanish. We're talking about the director of Hispanic affairs of that candidate, who has to know everything that's going on and everything that is being said in every Hispanic newspaper, in every Hispanic TV channel, and by every Hispanic mouth.
yeah, well,
That's my opinion.
The problem with
Not
Spanish
the
people,
candidate.
the
That's
problem
absurd.
with the Spanish people, then they all want to be the boss, the president, the chairman of the board, the manager. Nobody want to be a soldier. Everybody want to be a captain. If you are a captain and you got a lieutenant and a sergeant that speak the language, you don't need people that you can trust. You don't need to speak the language. That's the way I feel, and maybe I can be wrong, but I'm not running for president or for senator of the United States. I got a criminal record. I cannot run for anything, not even for the bathroom. But I believe that the language is not, it's immaterial. It is immaterial, but I don't know. I can be wrong. What can I tell you? But the thing here now is that we need somebody that can bring this country back to reality, bring this country back to be respected and being loved by. I remember years ago, you go anywhere in the world, and you got an American passport, and they give you the red carpet. Now it's dangerous to go out there with an American passport.
Yes, but what has happened is that the presidents from the Democratic Party, beginning with Jimmy Carter, have decimated and have continued to attempt to decimate this country in terms of it being a superpower, and particularly with the military.
Yeah.
They have decimated the military. They have reduced the numbers of the military. They have treated the veterans like crap, and that's something that they do.
Yeah, they do that.
The Republican Party presidents
Oh.
don't do that.
No, the Republican Party, the only thing they do
They
is
will
fight
support
among
the
themselves.
defense.
They got too much time. Look what happened with this legislation and this year. We got a phone call. Let's see what happened. Can I help you? Hello?
Tribune.
No. So
Was it line one? Was
Was
that line
the
one?
name of the radio station.
Was that line one?
yeah.
Okay.
I lost my.
Take Obama.
I lost
he
my.
was on the TV not too long ago saying we're going to win this war with ISIS with ideas. We're gonna float.
And-
Who say that?
Obama said we're gonna win this not with guns, not with weapons, but with ideas.
And what
Now,
about
that's an
his representative
ideology.
that said that
That's
that the
ridiculous.
problem that ISIS had was that they didn't have enough jobs?
Oh,
and-
that's ridiculous. The Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy, no, not
or-
Nancy Pelosi. Mary, whatever her name is, from
it's ridiculous.
state.
Can you move the other side so we
The-
can be your
the,
face in the camera? Yeah,
I heard
thank
the
you.
other day that some of
Thank
these
you.
people that flew the airplanes into the towers were doctors. They had a PhD education. These people aren't people without jobs.
Okay.
They have a job. Kill Americans. That's their
But
job.
let me go back to the point I was trying to make. She made the point about the Democrat. I wanted to make the point with the Republicans. They waste too much time fighting among themselves. They don't help no matter what. Like, for example, in my family, I can fight with my family all I want, but when I got out of the house, my family is my family, right or wrong. And look what happened between Sue Loudon and Shannon Angle. Sue Loud, no.
They were running against each other.
No. I'm sorry. Look what Sue Loudon did to Ken Wagner. Good or bad, crazy or not crazy. Ken Wagner won the nomination of the Republican Party 4 times. No 1, not 2, not 3, 4 times. He won the nomination. And when he won the nomination of the Republican Party for Congress against Shirley Berkeley. Okay, 4 times he won the nomination of the Republican Party. The last time it was 9 people in that race. He won the nomination. What Sue Loudon did, she took the number 9, the loser. She took him to the Colorado, to what do you call that?
Convention?
The convention. Why would you take the loser to a convention? Oh, because she didn't like Ken Wagner.
But that's not legal. Are you saying that?
See, that's what happened.
Excuse me. Let me pose a question because I'm not familiar with the situation.
Oh.
Are you telling me that 9 candidates ran for office in whatever district Ken Wagner was running in, and that he won the votes, and that Sue Loudon put him aside because that's illegal?
Yeah, she did.
And what did anyone do about it? Because there should have been a lawsuit in the very least.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I'm
look
not familiar with it, but I'll look it up when I leave here. I don't remember him winning.
Oh yeah, he always won he's not running anymore because he got tired of it.
Because I met him, I think it was on the last race or it was one of the last race. Anyway, he had lost the previous race when I met him here in your office.
With Shirley Berkeley.
And I said, why are you running again?
He lost to Shirley Berkeley. Shirley Berkeley, in case you don't know, it was a Democrat. And a good one, by the way, because she was a full-time politician. She was campaigning all year round.
If what you're saying that the chairman of the Republican Party locally, which was Sue's position, put aside a candidate that had won illegally?
Yes.
4 times?
Yes.
Well, where's the lawsuit? Why didn't you initiate a lawsuit?
I don't know. I'm not supposed.
That's not legal. Okay. I've never heard that that's legal. You got the Review Journal. You got, rest in peace, Laura Myers of the Review Journal writing that Sue Loudon was ahead in the polls when she was not. She never won any county in Nevada. Sue Loudon was a lost case. And in what position? When she
for you as senator against Harry Reid.
Well, relax. She's had a lot of positions.
No, I'm talking about with Sharon Angle. She only ran against Sharon Angle and the U.S. Senate against Harry Reid. I believe that Sue Loudon will never run against Harry Reid. Everything they got, they owe to Harry Reid. I wrote about that. I talk about that, and I explain everybody. Paul Loudon was a musician, a real lousy one, bad one. Okay? And one day he get up and bought the hacienda. He bought the marina. He bought the statue. He bought the Fremont, and the gaming control denied the license to Paul Loudon. Denied the gaming commission denied the license for gaming. The chairman of the board, it was Harry Reid. He vetoed everybody, and he gave Paul Loudon the. Okay, so now you're gonna tell me that if you make me a millionaire, I'm going to go against you? No, she was put in there to kill the race. Yeah. And because she didn't win, then they went to Sharon Angle, and Sharon Angle completely did a 360 turnaround, and she didn't do nothing else. But what happened is, like I always said, people think that because I talk with an accent, I think with an accent. And I'm not stupid. I'm an educated person. I'm intelligent. I might not be a bright person, but I'm intelligent. And I got common sense. It's very simple. Whatever money they got, the law they have, they owe to Harry Reid. And Harry Reid, have people have money invested in the Loudon business. I don't remember now.
Okay, so Ken Wagner ran in 2012 for the House, for the U.S. Congress, and lost to Danny Tarkanian. What did Sue Loudon
No,
have to do with that?
He didn't lose to Danny Tarkanian.
I'm Googling it, okay? And here it is in his own page in Ballotpedia. He lost the 4th District of Nevada.
But that wasn't not in 12. That was on 8.
2012.
Sue Loudon.
For the 4th District, he lost to Danny Tarkanian.
Sue Loudon was not running on 12, on 8.
And Barbara Sagavsky was also running in that race. And Dan Short.
Listen to what I'm trying to tell you.
That was
I'm reading
2008. This to you.
2008.
But you said 4 times. This is one time when he lost.
Well, but he didn't. I don't know. He lost in that one.
You said that he had lost 4 times, and that they had taken the race from him, and that's illegal, Rolando. If that
they didn't take the race from him. They didn't.
You said
I think no. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. She didn't take him to the convention.
But that's not legal.
She didn't give him any money, and she didn't do nothing to help him.
The party can choose how much money, or if they want to give money to the candidates or not.
So who are you going to give it to? The 9th? To the number 9?
Listen, did our governor give any money now in these past races and the previous election year to the Republican candidates? No.
I don't know. I'm talking about Harry Reid. I'm talking about Sue Loudon, and I'm talking about Ken Wagner.
Well, I thought I would look it up while we're here, and I have a mobile phone. I thought I would look it up. So,
okay, look at 2008.
Let's look at 2008. Let's look at 2008, because certainly
District
in 2012,
CD4
he lost, and so did all the others, and he was running against people stronger than him.
Yes, Berkeley was very strong. She's
No, not. We're talking in the Republican primary.
Okay, go ahead.
He was running against Danny Tarkanian, Barbara Sagavsky, Dan Schwartz.
No.
I just read it.
In 2008?
In 2012.
I'm talking about 2008. That's when Sue Loudon was the chairman of the Republican Party.
But that's not what you said. You said that all 4 times he had won.
Well, I don't know. He probably
in 2012.
He
that's
ran in
not
2004.
True.
He's
not true.
No, he didn't run in 2004.
He lost.
In 2004.
He lost in 2012 to Danny Tarkanian.
Oh, shit. You keep talking 212. I don't talk about 212. Sue Loudon was not the chairman of the Republican Party in 2012. So cut it off with 2012.
Didn't he say 4 times?
Well, 4 times, 2008.
Yeah, he said lost 4 times.
2008, 2004, 1998, and I don't know what, 3 times, 4 times. What's the difference? What is the difference? Don't be so stubborn. Don't be so Cuban, for Christ's sake.
Rolando, I came here as your guest.
I know you are my guest.
Not to be insulted, because we may have.
I don't want you to insult me either.
We may have a difference of opinion. Well, I'm reading from you, since you don't have a computer here in front of me, but I do have a mobile phone.
Yeah.
I'm reading from you from Keith Wagner's page.
Well, I don't know but he didn't. I'm talking about 2008. I don't know. He lost 2 times to 3 times preview to 2008. I said 2008, he won the nomination of the Republican Party to run against Shirley Berkeley, and Sue Loudon took the loser to the Colorado debate.
Well,
or whatever you call
I
it.
misunderstood because you said it was 4 times, and I was very alarmed that that had happened in
Well, in 1996,
to
you
any
was not,
candidate of the Republican Party here. 4 times. That would have been a little bit too much. I would have gone to find out what the situation was
well, maybe
legally,
maybe,
because that sounds illegal to me.
well, it's
Now, the party can choose to give money to whomever they want to.
it's the
And
first
that's
time-
why there are PACs and there are other things. Because a lot of the
But let me
times,
tell you-
the
let me
party
tell you-
doesn't, the party or the governors, even though they're the same party, do not
Let me
give
tell you
money
another
to a
story.
specific candidate
Let me
that
tell
they don't
you-
like.
Let me tell you another story about the Republican Party. Ken Wagner went over to the Republican Party to get a list of the members of the Republican Party under my friend Michael McDonald's regime, okay? And the guy that was over there gave him, he paid the money for the list. It wasn't free, by the way. And the guy gave him the list of all the people that were dead already. And when I talked to McDonald, he said, I don't know anything about that. I wasn't there. Was I? No, you was there because you knew we was going to be there and you didn't go there that day because you never there. I've been trying to go to Michael McDonald's office for the last 4 months and that office is always closed. Closed.
Well, there's a lot of problems with organizations.
The Republican
That have
parties
power.
are egotistic.
Yep.
And they are very, very selfish and they all want to be in the spotlight. Nobody wants to do the work. They all big shot. Michael McDonald's driving around with a limousine. There's an Irish one that don't even belong to him, belong to Kevin Child. And he pretends to be a big shot. He needs to come back to earth because he's not a bad guy, but he's been influenced by people like Jay Matos and all those people that are brainwashing him. That, oh, you're the best, and he start believing that he's the only best in the world.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole thing. The Republican Party need to come back to earth and realize that as long as they don't, well, we don't have to worry about that. We got Donald Trump now running, then it's going to show everybody what the situation is. He's going to show how to run a business the right
My
way.
original comment was the Republicans
Donald
come to a
Trump.
gunfight with a
Like
knife. The comment was that Donald Trump comes to the fight with a nuclear bomb.
Yeah,
Because he's going to destroy both parties and going to straighten them out, whatever he
Good.
can do. That's what's
good.
needed.
Okay,
Power
Donald
corrupts
Trump.
and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
It's like I
There's
always.
many people entrenched in power, and it's gone to their head.
It's like I always said, it's very easy when you sign the checks in the back.
Exactly.
Or Donald Trump signed the checks in the front.
I don't think he's ever signed a check in the back.
Well, maybe when he was a 12 years old kid working for, somebody else.
But we need dramatic change. We need a nuclear bomb to change it. Because the parties are too entrenched. I think the parties are illegal.
I
They
said,
become
well,
a RICO organization is what they've become because they don't do their job. They're not representing the people. They're representing the power that they've possessed. Absolute power is what they have. And both parties are becoming almost identical. How do you tell them apart anymore? It's difficult. Except one thing is the Democrats don't eat their own like the Republicans do. The Democrats will give everybody all the rope in the world, and they hardly ever get rid of anybody. Look what they're going through with one of their head candidates now. They don't know what to do. They're afraid to throw her under the bus. The Republicans, I mean, my God, how could you have that kind of a history and even get out of the front page? You'd get nowheres because the Republicans would throw you under the bus before the Democrats ever had a chance to. But they don't throw people under the bus. They're struggling.
well,
And they're trying to elect somebody that, in my opinion, of course, if the electorate wasn't what they are, would be totally unelectable with a history that she has and the gates and this gate and that gate. And there's never been an administration like the Clintons with gates. You name a word to go with gate, and they had it. File gate, travel gate, this gate, that gate, foster gate, you name it, it never ends.
Didi Lima gate. Didi, anything else you want to say before we hang up?
No, apparently this is worse than being in Cuba, being here with you. You don't allow me to give my bloody opinion.
Why?
So,
Why?
no, because you get upset because you like Ken Wagner. I remember now a lot of things about Ken sitting here with him and even interviewing him one day. Ken didn't want to accept money from any lobbyist, and Ken also didn't want to use the internet. And I remember what I called him at that time, personally, face to face. Okay, so he had no business winning.
No, I didn't say he got a business winning.
You know, he had $15,000 to 2,888,000 that Shelley Berkeley had. And those are the numbers that I looked at now. And talk about bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Why wouldn't you want to use the internet? What's the downside there?
I have no idea. It's free.
That's the people.
And it's free.
And he didn't want to use the internet?
Maybe
Did
didn't
he
understand
know?
or something. I don't know.
I know
That's
he didn't
weird.
want to take money from anybody.
And he didn't want to take money from anyone, but he didn't have any either.
Yeah.
You can do that when you're a Donald Trump,
Yeah.
but you can't do it when you're not a Donald Trump,
Yeah. I agree.
because you can't win an election without money, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
That's
But,
a reality.
but let
So
me-
if the candidate doesn't raise money or have the money, then that's a problem, because they're not going to win. Particularly a presidency, going back to what we should be talking about, the presidency is, you know, Jeb Bush has done something very smart. He's raised $104 million, and he's going to be sitting pretty and putting these ads in Kansas and here and there when everyone else is hustling, and he's going to have money for broadcasting. You know, and unfortunately, people are persuaded nowadays by what they watch on TV and listen to on the radio.
But let me make clear what I was talking about. It is, I didn't say that Ken wanted to win. I was talking about the principle of the Republican Party. Then he won. Forget about 3, 4, 5. 10.
If he won and he wasn't taken to the convention, it was wrong. And why didn't anyone bitch about it?
I don't know.
You know.
And why did Republican?
And why
Party
didn't
give-
he?
why
Didn't he, as the winning nominee, put it out in the newspaper and go out and do something about it? I don't know. I was not,
You know why?
familiar
You know
with
why?
that situation.
You know
I don't
why? You want to know why? Because the Review Journal didn't put him in. Las Vegas Tribune did put it in. The Review Journal didn't want to talk about that because the Review Journal kissed Sue Loudon's ass. That's why.
Well, that's the way it is. That the media is completely sold out. That's been going on for decades. Look now, you know, they're trying to destroy Trump and destroy his capital and his business and his family and everything.
Right.
You know, and everything that's been happening
You know,
now.
you
The
know
media
why?
is a liberal media.
You know
and we
why?
have to deal with it.
You want to know why? Because they cannot control him. That's why. He doesn't have to kiss their ass. That's why.
We talked about the internet, which kind of goes to grassroots, like we were talking about. There was a thing a few years ago called the Tea Party. They were very successful very quickly.
A million people
Well,
went over.
Where did they come
Now-
from?
Independents
Now,
and
who-
Republicans.
Let
who
me
ruined
ask
them?
you two.
Republicans and Democrats both, because it threatened
And
both
independents.
parties.
Let me
Yes,
ask you
threatened
two a
both
question.
parties.
Let me ask you two a question. We are 1 minute over time. You want to go another half an hour, or you want to shut it down? One of the two. But I don't want to shut it. I don't want to shut it down in 10 minutes from now, because this is not a toy. It's like
Well, I'm no sissy. I don't walk out.
okay,
Right,
good.
So we just started
Okay,
to get
so-
back on track.
Okay.
What's his name? Castro's not going to be in the debate, I don't think. He might throw in his hat.
Castro.
The 18th. Well, I don't know. We were talking a lot about
Cuba. So I thought the issue was going to be the upcoming debate and so forth.
Well,
and now we're starting to talk about.
I think the conversation
Party,
should be
and I
about
think
the
Tea Party
debate
was grassroots.
and about what, you know,
The way
the
that
mother
this-
of all tax hikes that has been shoved down our throats here in the state of
I
Nevada.
think Trump
And-
gives us
and-
an opportunity in a way to kind of eliminate the power of the parties, if you will, and get this back to the grassroots, because there's a door opening there. Trump's not against the people. He's
I
for the
hope
people.
he doesn't go with a third party,
He
personally.
won't, he won't.
I hope not. I hope
No.
he
That's not
wins
even
as
an
a
issue.
Republican with a great support from Democrats and independents.
He was getting flack there a month or so ago from the head of the RNC, was not, there was some things said. And Trump rightfully went on and said, look, if I don't get respect from
Rightfully
the
so, I
Republican
would too.
Party, I'm going to teach the Republican Party a lesson, because they need a lesson more than anything, because they're becoming part of the problem. And then now
This is
RNC
a country
chairman
of
saying,
freedom of
I
speech.
don't have anything against. He's made a 180. Now
Listen,
the Republican Party
if
is calming
Donald
down.
Trump is not on that stage, there is no freedom of speech in this
Exactly
country
right,
anymore.
Exactly
And
right.
and from that, we need to go to a revolution.
Right. And now
that's,
what
you know,
damage would a
really,
guy like Trump
I mean,
do?
seriously,
If
that's
he
it.
got
What
elected
else?
president tomorrow, how could he ever do any more damage as what's been done to us in the last 8 years? It's impossible.
Impossible.
Impossible. So I say, you know what? Clean the slate. Let's give him a chance. There's nothing he can do that's any worse than what we just went through. And you know what? I project it'll be a hell of a lot better. He's got the opportunity. He's got the knowledge. He's got the wherewithal. He's got the organization. He doesn't even need to go to Washington. I was telling Rolando an hour or so ago, he might not even go to Washington. Why wouldn't he just stay in Trump Plaza or wherever the hell he lives? He don't need to go to
He
Washington.
can't do that. He
Why
can't.
not? He's got
He
phones.
can't.
He's got communication. He'll have the best communication of anybody in the world. He can be anywhere.
Well, but
Probably
you
have to use
you
Air
don't-
Force
you
One
can't
because
be
Air
in
Force
New
One's
York
set
as
up.
opposed to Washington
What?
because of security.
Yeah.
Well,
New
you think
York
he don't have
is-
security.
New York.
He got plenty
He's got way
security.
Oh,
more.
he's got plenty of security, but New York is, for day-to-day living.
You did work for-
I wish that's something that we would be discussing in the
Yeah,
future.
it's not.
I wish that would be a conversation. That would be a
It
great.
just shows
conversation
what the
to
guy
have
brings
to
the
have.
table, because he's got the capability. You compare him to an Obama or a Hillary Clinton.
I think
or anyone else
the
you
thing
wanna
is
name.
that
I would
we-
never insult him
there's no
to
contact.
compare him to any of those
No,
two.
it's-
we
Exactly.
cannot continue with this PC BS that we have to the extent that we have.
Absolutely.
This country cannot continue
It's a
to
cancer.
do that.
The C in PC stands for
It's
cancer.
horrendous.
It's terrible disease. And
We can't
really
continue
this
like
guy,
this.
It's done by ideology, somebody that you can win a debate, not with guns or a war, not with guns, but with ideas. The political correctness is crazy.
He's always been very smart and I guess most successful people, because Steve Wynn is the same way. They pick the right people to work for them.
You're not going to create an organization without the right people behind you, and you have to pick the right people, or you're not going to have an
Right.
organization.
Okay. And look
So-
at that. Remember when he fired Steve Wynn fired Gomes? I forgot his first
Dennis
name.
Gomes.
Dennis Gomes, and he
I
went
worked
to.
with Dennis.
He was a genius, but he went to work for Trump, and Steve fought all the way.
Wait, you said that Trump fired Dennis Gomes?
No, Steve.
No win.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I don't know if Steve fired,
No,
but
because
he walked away from.
because the last time I saw Dennis, someone that I worked for and really appreciated, Dennis Gomes, was at the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City.
Yeah,
He went for Trump.
Yeah.
well, and Steve fought that. He fought. He didn't want, so he came back to the Tropicana.
You take Win, put him on one side of the table, you put Trump on the other. What's the comparison? Could Win be president? Come on, give me a break.
Oh, please, no.
Impossible.
No.
Could Trump? Yes. Definitive yes, absolutely. That's what we're up against. Who else? Who else you got?
There's a comedian on the Red
Ted
Eye
Cruz.
show, and he does a great impersonation.
Well, let me
of
tell
Trump.
you.
And
Let
Trump
me.
says, "Who?
Well,
what do you mean I'm
wait a
running? Who
minute.
am I
No.
running? Who else?"
Wait a minute. Let me tell you. Let me make a disclaimer over here. I do not like Steve Wynn. Okay, I do not like him for personal reasons. I do not like him, but Steve Wynn never run for president either. Donald Trump, until last year, he was Donald Trump. And now he proved that he can be president. The way he talk, the way he do that. Who's that? You and Harry Reid?
Michelle Fiore and Pastor Cruz this morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now everybody wants
She
to be.
endorsed Ted Cruz.
Yes, now they
I've
want it.
never thought that McConnell was anybody to have as a leader of the Republican Party.
Hell no.
He's a weak joke. I can relay a story back when Clinton was up for impeachment and all that. Some announcer on some TV show asked McConnell, "Well, what do you think? Should Clinton resign?" And this was Mr. McConnell's powerful thought. Well, Mr. Clinton hasn't taken that position. He hasn't, thrown that out there. You know what? If I was him, I would have pounded my fist in the table. There's no goddamn doubt that mother humper should resign. Period. What did O'Connor? Well, he hasn't taken that. Right then, I said, this guy's got no balls. He's nothing. He's a piece of crap. And that's what he is. He's a weak person.
And that is the reason why politicians are very dangerous species, because they hypocrites. They talk like that, and then behind they come and stab you in the back. That's a normal thing nowadays. Now it's a normal thing. You find that kind of attitude in any kind of race, in any kind of election, and in every business. Let me tell you something. I saw the most nasty, the most dirty thing I ever seen in my life. This casino executive was working, and it was his birthday, right? I'm not going to mention names now because it's immaterial. That's the way the gaming business is. They throw a party for him in the pool. Cake, girl coming out of the cake, the whole lavish that Las Vegas is used to. Happy birthday and everything else. That was on a Friday or Saturday night. I forgot that you was coming over. Come on inside if you want to. I'm sorry, we forgot about it. We were so excited about this, then we forgot. So anyway, that was either Friday or Saturday night. And on Monday, the guy went to open his office, and two security guards come and said, we changed the lock. You don't work here no more. They said, that's cold-blooded. So, I don't know. Anyway, I completely forgot that we have the 1 o'clock slot occupied, and it's my fault. I guess I'm not good to be president. I guess I'm not good. So Steve Dempsey is taking over now.
Thank you,
Didi,
Rolando.
thank you for being here. I was going to say thank you for having me here. But then if you and I don't fight, we cannot do anything. So let me hang up here. Don't leave, okay? Let me say good night. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, on the Thursday after the debate, we're going to have a special radio show on Radio Tribune. Thank you, Clark, for being here, and I'll see you later. Bye.